Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am. You're not. How you doing? How you doing? I took the day off yesterday. Slept all day. All day long, as a matter of fact. Woke up to a bunch of emails and a bunch of stuff that's going on in the Gypsy. So, Gypsy's broke. Ken's leaving her or left her. And she hates her sister. I could have slept for a year. Well, okay. I could have slept for months. And I know that Gypsy doesn't like her sister Mia, and it's all because of the jealousy and the envy. The envy. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I slept too much. The envy of why would she feel like she likes her? She got everything that Gypsy wanted and probably felt like she was an easy blame when Gypsy wasn't chosen. Now, Gypsy, the sad bit is we don't know how much of this is honestly true or not true. What we do know is facts is that Rod hadn't seen Gypsy since she moved to Missouri. And they moved to Missouri 10 years prior to the unaliving of Dee Dee. Did they keep in touch? I guess they did, but there's been no pictures. There's been no talk about them visiting and seeing each other. And to be honest, there wasn't like the FaceTime but Rod could have managed. But Rod was raising a family of 4, which was him included in that family. And that was Mia, her brother Dylan, which is Gypsy's half brother, their mom, Christy, and their dad, Rod. And Rod had already had Gypsy. That was his firstborn. And then he had another daughter who's out of the picture. I don't even want to mention her name because she clearly wants nothing to do with this shit show. And I ain't mad at her. But Mia is the one that Gypsy would imagine what her life would be like with her dad. The dad that showed up for things, the dad that met all the milestones. Now, did Dee Dee tell Gypsy that it was all this? Did Dee Dee put that poison into Gypsy's head? You got to remember, at some point, Gypsy was old enough to make her own decisions, to reach out to her own dad. She reached out to him fast enough when she was in trouble after being accused and not even convicted yet of murdering her mother. So, and those pictures were sent to him. Those X-rated photos, the questionable photos, the photos that you don't take in general, and you certainly don't take and send them to your dad. Those photos. So she had a way of corresponding with him, and I just don't think the guy was corresponding back. Why would Gypsy have any kind of love towards Mia? It's not Mia's fault, but she's an easy person to blame. So guys, while trying to find the pictures to put together for this video, I realized that there's not any pictures that I could find really of Mia and her sister Gypsy, or Gypsy and her sister Mia. So Mia was born in 2001. Gypsy left the area in 2005. Those 4 years, there might be one picture that I see that might be Mia. But so to me, it looks like communication might have stopped when Mia was born, which would be something that I could see a mother doing to protect her only daughter, Christy. So maybe that's when the disconnection happened. But these two sisters were not meant to be close. They weren't meant when they were younger to have a relationship to build so that they were friends and had a common respect for who they were in the family. They just never had that. So it's a mishap here. They have to like each other for who they are or not. And it doesn't seem like Mia's a huge fan of her sisters because it seems like Mia might have a little bit of substance to her. I just wanted to put that out there because I just can't seem to find a lot of pictures. Christy and Rod and Dee Dee are to blame to why Rod didn't show up. But more than anybody, it's Rod. Rod was the dad. He produced these kids with the mother. He didn't even show up for child support because we saw that he was in arrears. And we don't even know if he ever got that, if Dee Dee ever got that money. So while everybody bashes Dee Dee, okay, she was the only one supporting her daughter. And yeah, it was done by a grift. But as we're finding out more and more and more, Gypsy was legitimately sick. She might not have been sick to the extreme. They might have thought before they found out about the chromosome deficiency or the chromosome disorder that she might have had, that maybe they thought that she might have had some symptoms of the C word. Not the word she, is the CANCER word. You guys are terrible. She's got the other word deep embedded in her, like deep, way embedded in that lip-licking lizard type. Anyway, so she was legitimately sick. And there were probably some exaggerations and some embellishments, for sure. I believe that 100% for sure. But the only person that showed up for Gypsy was her mom. That was the only one that showed up for her. Her only consistent was her mom. That was it. That was it. So how Gypsy can turn around and say all these horrible things and lies that we see that they're lies. We know that they're lies because they were never, ever, ever mentioned by anybody, nor witnessed by anybody until the unaliving, and there was a defense needed for Gypsy. That was the only time. So the fact that in Gypsy's eyes, for no reason did this family show up for her, meaning Rod, Christy, Mia, and Dylan. They showed up for Mia the whole time. Mia just finished nursing school. What did her mom say, her biological mom? Yeah, if that baby's born, that baby's going to be put on hold because I'm going to watch my daughter, my biological daughter, go get her pin. And that's fine. That's fine because the baby's going to come. And even if she ran, she could still miss the birth. That's fine. That's fine. But Gypsy knows that. And because it's Gypsy. So, Mia, all she has to do is show up and be a good person. And she's already out showing her sister. But we're talking about Gypsy here. We're talking about Gypsy who always looks over there to see what the other person has that she wants. And she determines her wants by what other people have. That's who Gypsy is. And Gypsy looked over and imagined in her mind, if she didn't see pictures, that her family was her mom and that her dad's family was his own family because they didn't show up for her. Even if we were to believe the crap that we know is untrue, I don't believe for a second that Rod thought his daughter was only going to live to be 18 years old because clearly it doesn't look good if he did, because he just said, okay, I'll write her off. Oh, replacement daughter, I already got one. Her name's Mia. You know what I'm saying? So, and then these people get upset when people say you're making money off of Dee Dee and Dee Dee's legacy that you guys have fucked up royally. And she was the only consistent one there. So does it surprise anybody that Gypsy might have a disdain for her sister? She MURDER'd her own mom, right? Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you. And I'll see you on the next one. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Thanks, guys.